when you find yourself in New York City, that famed, exalted place, like an auction of the Memory Lane collection, you dissimulate Times Square. The sheer, epic luster, rearing flesh-eating spores on subway seats. And if it is to be said that a heart lurks within the big book, it's where the avenue of Broadway joins the street of 42nd. They call it the crossroads of the world, the most unreal zone in town. The Times Square Theater is the service industry worker of Deuce show palaces. There is Times Square, and where is Times Square? Like the Times Square gift shop, or the Times Square bagels, where the gifts are junk and the bagels suck. When a place takes a name, the name takes the place. A grand entrance in fine exterior scravito, which dispose the chops and pickles ticket-buying situate with flourishes of what old-time writers describe as the masculine element. In English, Tudor architecturalism, and whose auditorium, a 1920s monthly magazine, described with, quote, touches of green so delicate in tone that they melt imperceptibly into the grays. And the tapestried orchestra seats continue the color harmony, all standing out in contrast to the backgrounds of the carpet, which is black and the curtain in folds of black velvet. On stage, Private Lives starred tough jouncer Noel Coward and cool thespianatrix Gertrude Lawrence. Friends since childhood players in British vaudeville. Gertrude once explained in a postcard to author Daphne du Maurier that women are like geography. Noel and Gertrude paparazzi to time and space that may or may never have ever taken place. They took the bows for star-struck crowds in striplet coves where fantasy roves, and posed so enviable in rakish dishabille. Fittingly for the figurizer, the theater in Times Square, called the Times Square Theater, opened in 1920 with The Mirage. No thing one sees is of itself. The front page was a snap-wit newsroom comedy by the Beans and Brandy writing team Ben Hecht and Charles McCarthy. In the play, the U.S. press industry is portrayed as a rabid henchman of a fascisti power system, and feeds an innocent public of which the news rackers deign to know enough the psychic desires in order to both exploit and despise. And in 1926, the Times Square learned audiences that gentlemen prefer blondes. A shrewd funny boner based on the novel by agent provocateurs Anita Loos. Like many a blink box on the Deuce, the Times Square was leased up by the Brandt brothers, who dealt movies on what city desk quill scratchers called the subway circuit. And because the movies were exhibited in continuous format all week, some inventive Jake of the Jujubee beat wrote them up as grinders. In that quaint period known as the 1930s, the Times Square was the scene of a union labor slugjack. Local 306 motion picture operators was the union outfit for movie projectionists and backed by the American Federation of Labor. But Harry Brandt sought to let expire the contracts of 306 projectionists so that Brandt might hire them back under the terms of Allied Motion Picture Operators Union. which would slash wages, hack hours, and reduce the ritual two-man movie projector operation to one man. Local 306 picketed the Times Square Theater wearing steel trench helmets and sued the indie theaters for running a company union, while Brandt sued 306 for running a racketeering union. And indeed, 306 boss Harry Sherman would later admit to attending the 1934 International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees Convention in Louisville, Kentucky, and hiring as his bodyguard mob serial killer Louis Lepke Buchalter. Old Roosevelt had turned liquor into a legal product, so that bootlegging no longer projected a sustainable income for the family men who arbitrated wearing gun straps, and who found alternate reels to recover in the anti-unionization of sprocket cluckers. When tear gas bombs went off in the back row of the Times Square Theater, audiences reported hearing a pop like a .45 caliber pistol, but remained in their seats anyway to watch the last hour of Ladies They Talk About. They shut the roll on Projo Joe Muto, who mans alone the booth to move the spools in the dimmed room for us goons. Tip your waiters, everybody. Tip your waiters, tip your waiters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tip your waiters.